I know I need to size up with you, and when I defang the Viper, trust me, ain't gonna come from nowhere. Jeff, I already put you out. I don't even know why you're out here right now. Keep on talking. Hey, do me a favor. Why don't you act like this is an AA meeting and you shut your mouth while I'm sharing with the group? And Mustafa, you out here, a boy among men. And I'm gonna tell you what, you got lucky at the Rumble, so I know you're gonna come out here and run your mouth about how bad you are. But let me give you a little bit of a reality check. You see, Mustafa, you said that my eyes don't lie. Well, your eyes don't lie either, because last week, they were closed real tight when I put your simple ass to sleep. And AJ, hey man, be honest with me. How's our old girl Wendy doing?
Welcome back to the Cartoon Wrestling Podcast. It's me, Hafeez, and with me as always is Devin, and we are back again for the second time. Yes.
We leave for 2 seconds and the wrestling world goes to shit.
Yeah, not like there's any news or anything going on, like nothing really happening, there's a whole lot going on. It is insane. Just you blink and there's some new piece of news that's happening at this point. It's just insane right now, man. I mean, obviously, Vince McMahon is on people's minds. It's a hot topic right now. Sasha Banks, what the hell is going on with Sasha? That's a hot topic right now. Jeff Hardy, what's going on with him? What happened? I mean, it's insane. So lots to talk about here. We're actually going to start things off, and we will get to the Tribal Chief. We will get to Roman Reigns. Yes, Roman Reigns made his return, so we're going to talk about it.
Yes, he did.
But to kick things off, it's funny because in pre-show, we were having a general conversation and we started talking about AEW and we started talking about Forbidden Door. Yeah. And, basically the topic came up organically,
naturally,
whether or not we're excited about Forbidden Door. And we basically just started having a conversation that I was like, you know what? This content needs to be recorded. Let's stop. Pause.
Yes.
Save it for the show.
Because I have follow-up questions like, bro, I was going to continue the conversation. So good call, sir.
Right. So here, because it is interesting, Forbidden Door, it's coming up. Do we confirm it's next Sunday?
Next Sunday,
week from Father's Day, which by the time listeners, by the time you hear this, we would have passed Father's Day. So happy belated Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
To all the fathers, to all the podcast content creator fathers out there. Let me remember off the top of my head. You got George, you got Dom, you got a lot of fathers out there. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll try it. But yeah, to all the podcast fathers, to all the good fathers out there doing your job, providing, being the leaders that we need to be in the household. Shout out to the fathers.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's shout out to all the fathers out there. I'm thinking about this topic because I'm feeling like, so you sent me a text message, someone calling us the Street Profits of a podcast, which I love the Street Profits. I am a big Montez Ford fan.
Yes.
Angelo Dawkins is cool, but Montez is that dude. I feel like that's one tag team I'm ready to have split up so that Montez Ford can shine, and maybe Angelo Dawkins can shine on his own as well. Fingers crossed, because that dude is awesome. I have a lot of respect for Angelo, but Montez is that dude.
The reason why I buffed up too, by the way. So you get ready for something.
So, but I'm bringing that up to say we might catch some smoke for this topic here. But hey, the way we roll on this podcast, we want that smoke. So Street Profits, the podcast that fits for right now on this particular topic, because we're gonna talk about, are we excited for Forbidden Door? Which, hey, just AEW fans, hardcore, because we're AEW. First of all, we're wrestling fans. It don't matter. AEW, WWE, Impact, New Japan, ML Dub, it doesn't matter.
If it entertains me, you got me.
I love wrestling. We love wrestling. So it's not about bashing one or the other. No. If there's stuff that's good that's happening, we're going to praise it. If there's stuff that we're like, nah, or this is trash, we're going to be honest and we're going to say it. And then we can have the conversation, and we can, have that conversation, have the debate, and agree to disagree, or just keep having the debate, whatever it is. But, just want to set that up, because in the conversation, I'll just speak from my side, and I'll let you go ahead and say your side,
That's
Devin.
cool.
So for me, Forbidden Door, I find myself not being so excited about Forbidden Door right now. I'm not hyped for Forbidden Door right now. I feel like there's some, in concept, it's really cool because you have these two companies coming together to put on this show. And it's in Chicago, beautiful thing. Like I love it anytime AEW comes to Chicago. It's
Love
like repping the city, like, you know,
I
just
don't care
love
how
for
many
Chicago.
times you want to come.
Makes me happy. Yeah, just anytime you want to come on down. That's cool. But the thing that's lacking for me usually with, I guess with AEW pay-per-views in general, is that it's the buildup to the matches. In a lot of the cases, not all of them, but in a lot of the cases, it's more so, hey, on Dynamite, we're doing match. As far as storytelling, there's, and a lot of the stories, very minimal storytelling that's actually happening from like a promo standpoint or just general, like, you know, just you know, traditional storytelling tools that they would use in wrestling, video packages. And it's funny because in the beginning, AEW was doing a really good job with their video packages to build up matches on Dynamite.
With Cody
But
Rhodes.
it feels like, see Cody Rhodes' whole run, basically. But when it comes to, you know, the pay-per-views, and specifically for this one, Forbidden Door, I feel like the build-up, because this thing is next week. It's literally a week from today, and I'm shocked. I'm like,
in
wow.
8 days.
Forbidden Door is coming up around the corner, and I just feel like it hasn't really been built up like to a point where I'm like, oh my God, I have to see it. Like, I don't feel like I have to see this. I feel like as a wrestling fan, I'm going to watch it because it's wrestling and it's going to be cool to see the New Japan wrestlers with AEW wrestlers, mix it up. I think that's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun show. But as far as like, I have to see it, it's so the people that make me say I have to see it when it comes to AEW, you know, are the ones that are great at telling stories. And MJF is one of those guys. And right now, we don't know what's going on with MJF necessarily. So I feel like, one, it's missing him because he's the biggest thing in AEW right now, and he's not even on the card officially. So that sucks, right? CM Punk is another great storyteller for AEW. Unfortunately, he's injured, and so he's not going to be at Forbidden Door. I think one of the best storytellers that is going to be there is Eddie Kingston. You know, Eddie Kingston, great storyteller, very passionate in the ring, and both when it comes to his actions and his promo skills, he does a great job of getting me invested and making it all feel real. So for him, I'm excited to see what he's going to do and what Jericho's going to do. Because Jericho is another one that's a great storyteller.
The Wizard.
Yeah, the Wizard. Exactly. I love that they do that. He threw that one fireball, and now all of a sudden he's the Wizard. Like,
why you do it to like that producer in the back? You want to know why I'm a wizard? Fireball. Bro, I was like, oh man, love it.
I love it. I love it. So it's like people like that, the individual wrestlers themselves that are really great at telling stories. I feel like they're doing it, but the bigger picture, like Tony Khan and the writing team, if they even have a writing team, I don't even know.
No writing.
But bigger picture for storytelling for all the matches, I just feel is lacking to get me like to that boiling point where I'm like, ooh, Forbidden Doors this Sunday. Oh my God, I can't wait. You know, like even this matchup, you know, for the AEW championship, I'm just like, okay, I feel like it's just a holdover. I hate that, even the idea of an interim championship. Like, what
pretend?
Wait, say that again?
I said pretend.
Yeah, exactly.
A pretend champion.
Like, another one. We got the FTW championship. Now we're gonna have a second pretend championship. Okay, well,
that's make believe right there. That's a make believe championship.
FTW world champion.
Make believe.
I don't get it. Like that just feels like we don't, I don't know. It just feels off, and I'm not excited really about that matchup because all it is you're a placeholder until CM Punk gets healthy, and then you guys are gonna have that match, and then it gets real. Then whoever wins is the real champion. But it just feels like, you know, I'm not invested in that. It's just weird. I mean, okay, we just had Christian, you know, turn on Jungle Boy. That finally happened. That's cool. So now we can get into some storytelling there, but it's happening a week before the pay-per-view is supposed to happen. So it's kind of late in the game to start building up anything between those two. And I even doubt that we get like a Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy at Forbidden Door. I don't even think it's going to happen. I think that's going to probably happen on Dynamite. They're literally going to do Rampage or something like that. Yeah, it feels like it's going to be more of that. I mean, I don't know, man. And I made the comment, just speaking of Dynamite during the pre-show where I said, sometimes pay-per-views just feel like a longer version of Dynamite, to be honest with you, because it's just how I feel. Like there's no real difference between the two, except we do have more matches on the card. There's more time. There's no commercials. But as far as and there's titles on the line, more so. But then you get that on Dynamite too, so there really isn't a difference there either. So yeah, I just feel like they could be doing a better job as far as trying to build up the pay-per-view, but with better and stronger storytelling, and not just leaving it up to the wrestlers on their own to do it. Because the ones that are great at it, the masters at it, yes, they're going to thrive. And they've been thriving on AEW. Yeah. But the ones that, again, I keep picking on Jungle Boy, but that's because I really feel like he's great, but he needs that help. It's like him. People love him, but you got to give him story. You have to give him a strong story for people to really get invested. Because all the whoa, that's going to fade away if people just don't care anymore. You know what I'm saying? So, but that,
he's paired up with the legend Christian, so we'll see with that.
We'll see. I mean, I feel like Forbidden Door, when we get to the pay-per-view, that crowd is going to be nuts. They're going to love it. They're going to be
Chicago, baby.
Yeah, it's going to be crazy in that arena. So I know it's going to have a great atmosphere. It's just build up. And it's funny because WWE does get a lot of flack for their build up leading into pay-per-views as well. But I just got to be real and be honest and say, hey, AEW, as far as build up too, they are lacking as well on their own. Because right now for Forbidden Door, I'm not like, oh my God,
I'm ready. I already bought the pay-per-view. I'm ready to go.
Right, exactly. No, I have not.
No, I'm on the fence. Should I? Should I not? Right. It might come down to the wire, to the very minute, the second.
Right, exactly.
Those are all valid points, and I was trying to disagree with one, so I can give pushback, but I can't. I got to be real. It's just, everybody know by now the type of wrestling fan I am. I always lead with story, I always lead with character. And AEW lacks that, And I said all there is just an indie company, an indie show, and hey, is nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
We just got to keep it real.
Exactly. I'm not saying, it's a bad thing, but I'm saying, if you're going to be presenting a weekly episodic, let me say that again, TV show, it needs to be stories, lines with that. And it's not attached to it. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Sometimes you just get a car wreck of a show, like Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy. No build up, but we're just gonna do this.
We're just going straight into it. Yeah, just blow your load on one match.
Right,
it doesn't really mean anything.
At the end of the day, yes. It was just for a tournament spot. I think a semifinal, because this was just a entry, right? Just to
that I think was just the match to qualify for the tournament. Yeah. That's all it was. Yeah. It wasn't like a semifinal. It wasn't even the tournament. It was literally like a qualifying. It was like a playing game is what it was.
Yeah, I understand that now. As soon as you said that reference, I made the connection that just sucks.
Yeah. Did all that for the play-in.
Right.
You ain't even in the tournament.
Oh, man. You made points about some wrestlers do present stories, like Jericho. He's a master class.
He's a master.
He gives himself new monarchs. Exactly. The latest one is now the Wizard. Is people might hate it, but hey, it's a reaction. He's getting a reaction out of you. Doing the flame balls and people's faces. Love the edit I saw on one of the social feeds, and he's holding maybe a bat or something, but you see the animation of thunder and lightning, so he's presenting himself as a wizard. So I'm like, oh, This is so eye-popping, attention-getting. Another one, Malachi Black, you know?
Yeah.
We finally getting a payoff for Julia Hart. Thank God. That took forever. They really slow roasted that one, bro. Like, you got to be patient. But that's Malachi. He's good at telling stories, and now he has Julia Hart assimilated into the House of Black. I love how she's presented in the promos. Like, they're not wrestling, but you see them delivering these promos. You see Julia giving her bars. Everybody, I'm like, okay, I like the cohesion. Everybody's playing a part. You know, they're trying to come off menacing, you know, eye-popping, captivating, you know, and every week they're giving some type of new promo about what they're going to do for the House of Black. Love it. See, that is weekly, episodic, captivating television stories right there. All right. And then you got other ones who just not doing that for me, man. Yeah. You know, and Tony books the show. He is the only writer of the show. That's him. He feeds off the creativity of his roster, who's able to do that. Mm-hmm. And then for the ones that lack, we'll see. Maybe he has an idea, or he just has a random match. Like, hey, death match, Texas death match next week. We're ready. Like, what? Ready? Hold on, what? Oh, man. Seriously?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. For the AEW championship. What? Okay.
Just throw that in there, right?
Like,
oh, man. Yep.
Like Dante Martin, I use him as he needs a story.
Yeah.
He's been booked very inconsistent. You use that word. That's a perfect, you know, definition for him, for his character. Like, if they can give me some promo vids, he can get more on the mic, and then have some type of a rivalry or feud. You know, they were trying to tell that with he had with John Moxley, but you know, it's whatever. I already knew he was gonna win too. You know, he's gonna beat his ass, and that's what happened. He beat the shit out of him. You know.
Yeah. See, I was just thinking about, like, all right, so we're talking about in AEW, there's certain people that are great at telling stories themselves, and the ones that aren't, you know, you can tell. Like, it's like they're not, like you said, Dante Martin. They're just kind of there. They're not really progressing, really. And then I was thinking, so like in WWE, right? Take someone like Brock Lesnar, for instance. You know, Brock Lesnar, when he first started, he wasn't a guy that you would expect would be able to tell a story on his own, you know, to just get on the mic and just, you know, be this master, you know, of promos and all that. So what they did was they gave him a manager, you know, they gave him Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman is a master storyteller. So you were able to pair this amazing physical specimen with this person who could be his mouthpiece to kind of sell him as being, you know, the beast, you know, this monster that can't be stopped. And, you know, I feel like that is the brilliance within a company like a WWE and the writing team to be able to say, hey, you know, even so the guys who are great at speaking for themselves, let them do that. And the ones that aren't, okay, we've got to strategize and find out what makes you special and highlight that, and then do whatever we have to help sell you. Yeah. And I feel like with AEW, you don't get that as much. Like, for instance, right now,
he has to build the infrastructure for that. Right now, it's just it's like I say, it's an indie show. You gotta build the infrastructure. If you don't want a team of writers, maybe use one or two.
Right.
And you know, even though you got a massive writer, but you got a massive roster, use like one or two writers and just go from there and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, you know, in telling that story, I'm thinking about like a guy like Wardlow, for instance. And I feel like Wardlow has so much potential. Like, this dude, people love him so much right now. And when he was paired with MJF, it was just like perfect. Like, because MJF made him look like he is now. He helped create Wardlow, right? But now that they're separate, now that he's by himself, I'm concerned that, is Wardlow going to slowly fade and disappear because he's not great on the mic. He's honest on the mic and he speaks from the heart, but I feel like he still needs help getting to that point, to that like superstar level, to that Brock Lesnar level, to that Batista level.
Yeah.
And, with AEW, I'm concerned that, like you said, they don't have the infrastructure to really make a guy who is not great at telling stories by himself to thrive. They're just going to say, hey, let's put him in a 3-on-1, a 4-on-1, a 20-on-1, like handicap match and showcase like, oh, he can beat all these guys, which I'm sorry, that match, that whole segment there was trash. Like, it was just straight trash. Like, the crowd, as much as the AEW crowd is just so loyal and just gets up for everything, they got quiet during that match.
They did, man.
Like,
it was care. The pins. The pins were stupid.
It was stupid.
How are you getting 4-1? 3 of those guys are not even touching the floor right now, bro.
Dude, it was bad. It was bad. It kind of felt, now that I'm thinking about it, that felt like some Braun Strowman shit with WWE and how they kind of
attraction WWE.
Yeah, like Wardlow's just going to become a special attraction. Like they're not actually building him to be champion right now. They're more building him to be a special attraction with things like that.
Yeah.
Now you get the Men of the Year, and you get Dan Lambert and him.
Yeah.
That now, okay, that can help because again, Lambert is great on the microphone and he's great at getting heat, and so that can help. So something like that is a good way to help Wardlow along by putting him up against someone who is hated, But I just still feel concerned that they need to just have that focus on storytelling.
They don't.
Because, guys like a Wardlow who have all the potential, or a Jungle Boy who have all the potential, because they're not great at telling that story themselves, if you don't focus on storytelling and it's just about the matches, people are eventually just not gonna care. So that's something too that I just feel like, hey, they need to do a little bit of work on that. So I just felt like bringing that up too.
That's a good point about Wardlow. I felt like with Wardlow, the storytelling, even towards the end of the feud that he had with MJF, just from the side distraction of him and his disagreements with AEW, MJF, that kind of took over the story of the feud between him and Wardlow, and I saw that as more of a disservice, and you just see this slow decline of Wardlow, and followed up by the 20 plaintiff versus Wardlow.
They were so confused with that whole thing. The ring announcer didn't know how to call the eliminations. The first elimination, like 4 eliminations where they went like in between the ropes, and then she said plaintiffs 1, 2, 3, and 4 all eliminated. So this is how we're gonna do this. They can no matter what, if they just go out of the ring, they're gone. But then later on, some guys rolled out of the ring and they didn't count that. And then he was doing pins, and like only one of the guys' shoulders were down. Everybody else's shoulders are like up in the air. Some guys are face down instead of face up. Because like I think of like when Roman stacked Daniel Bryan and Edge. He made sure both guys' shoulders were down, and it's just like, oh, damn, this is definitive. He literally pinned both of these 2 grown-ass men's shoulders down to the ground. But with Wardlow, it's just like, okay, let me just pile these bodies up like
stack. And then Tetris, baby.
Yeah, like, what? That works? That's an elimination?
Pro wrestling, baby. This is what you said. This is pro wrestling. Pro wrestling, professional wrestling.
That's a whole nother episode. Sports entertainment versus pro wrestling.
Is there a difference?
Oh man! Like I said, we gonna get sidetracked by that. Nope, that's its own podcast.
You say professional wrestling has more of a realistic, sports combat. Where is this in this example?
Gosh, I really don't want to get into this conversation.
We can sidebar. You want to sidebar?
As a quick thing for pro wrestling versus sports entertainment. When it comes to pro wrestling, I'm not saying AEW is strictly pro wrestling or that WWE is strictly sports entertainment. Yeah. Both companies have elements of both in them. When you get those matches where it is like, like AEW has more pro wrestling in it than sports entertainment, as far as like, promos and, hocus pocus, like, WWE will do with like, characters like back in the day, The Undertaker and then Bray Wyatt, and you do get that now with AEW with certain characters. And in those moments, that's a sports. It's actually, I guess the way you can look at it is like both have sports entertainment moments and both have pro wrestling moments in them, So I'm not here to label AEW a strictly pro wrestling company. Like that doesn't exist. No wrestling company is strictly one or the other. There's a mix of both. Like when you say like Jericho versus Moxley, right? Yeah. To me, that's pro wrestling. Like that's a pro wrestling matchup. Those two guys, there was no BS. They just went at it, right? Back in the day, like a Kurt Angle, Shawn Michaels, like that match, you just think, man, that's just like about the pure wrestling classic type matchup. No shenanigans, nothing. It's just pro wrestling or sports entertainment or pro wrestling. Sorry, now you
said it right. Yeah, so the same thing. That's why you're getting confused.
Sports entertainment. Those sports entertainment moments is like you have the spelling bee or whatever that they did, or the pose down recently that they did. Right. That is 1,000,000% sports entertainment. So I again, not to get too sidetracked with this, but pro wrestling, because the wrestlers themselves are the ones that I lean on to define this. I'm not defining this. I look at it like I'm listening to what these wrestlers are saying and what they respect and all this. And, for me, like Daniel Bryan represents for me pro wrestling. Like he is the definition of pro wrestling. And then now Jericho and the Jericho Appreciation Society in AEW represent sports entertainment. And so it's cool. You got this guy called the Wizard now and Chris Jericho, right? Throwing fireballs, like that is 1,000,000% sports entertainment. Again, hocus pocus, having some fun with stuff, and like it is what it is. They have both within them. If Tony Khan says, "Hey, we're a professional wrestling company," it's like, Tony, that's cool, but you do both. You've got both. Sports entertainment isn't a bad thing. Professional wrestling isn't this perfect thing that you can't have sports entertainment in. It's fine. We can have both. Both are great. And then as long as it's entertainment, that's all I care about. That's it.
Yeah, both. A mix, right?
Yeah, you can have both. Absolutely.
The merge together and they're the same thing.
They're not the same thing. No, they're not the same thing.
Seemed like that's how you was trying to breaking it down. I'm like, it's the same thing.
Didn't hear a word I said. That's fine. We're moving on.
I did. Sometimes the best response is no response. So I don't need a response.
Sometimes what?
The best response is no response. Like I don't need a rebuttal that because you're just defining the same thing.
I am going off of what wrestlers say. I am not a wrestler. I am literally saying and trying to speak out into the universe what wrestlers say.
Cool.
And a guy like Daniel Bryan saying, "Hey, he's a professional wrestler."
That's right.
And this is what he does. But then there are moments where he does things that you can define as sports entertainment. That's cool. There are two different things. Professional wrestling is the moves and being able to execute them technically. That's the section where you say pro wrestling. Okay. You get that? We there? Are we there?
I heard every second of it, every word.
And you still think they're the same. Cool. Moving on. That's its own show. Oh, man. All right. Just to switch gears here a little bit because these next topics, they're a little bit more serious. So we'll get into some stuff here. The first one, we're talking about. You mentioned Jeff Hardy and his matchup with Darby Allin, and so we'll talk about him. So this is crazy. This is a wild situation here with Jeff Hardy. So he had gotten. There was a video that actually got released by TMZ. With him getting pulled over. And apparently there were multiple 911 calls made about him swerving in the street. And, there's this footage of him talking to the police officer, or the police officers talking to him about the situation and, trying to, do the sobriety test with Jeff, and Jeff failed miserably. Seeing Jeff Hardy on this video, it was extremely sad and extremely alarming and terrifying. And, I don't know. I feel like on one hand, I feel for him. I feel like he has a problem, and I hope he gets the help he needs. On another side, I'm actually kind of mad too at him because it's been multiple times that this has happened, and I'm a fan, and I'm just like, dude, just literally swerving like you could have killed somebody, you could have killed yourself.
Yes.
And it just it pisses me off to have him, like, in WWE he was saying he was sober, this and that. And when he left WWE, his brother was saying, oh, it wasn't a problem, like, just basically downplaying anything to do with his sobriety or anything, like it was just a misunderstanding or whatever. And then this happened. So now my brain thinks back to that, like, and I don't want to speculate too much on it, but like, how much of that was actually, like, was he under the influence now? It makes me question that situation. Like, when he went into the crowd, was he actually
left in the middle of a match? Yeah,
in the middle of a match, right?
There's video footage of that as well.
Exactly. And then WWE basically says they want him to go to rehab, and he refuses, and then he's released.
Yeah,
and
I think take a drug test first before he
or check a drug test, right?
Yeah,
and he didn't want to do it, and then that was it. And I think back to that, and I'm like, damn, was he under the influence at that time? And I just, but not to speculate too much on that, just to bring it up. But yeah, man, it's an alarming situation. He needs to get help. He needs to just wrestling is not at the forefront at all. It is not even important.
Nope.
That, forget it. It's about you getting healthy and figuring out your life before something terrible happens. Luckily, no one was hurt in this situation. But yeah, just seeing him in this video not being able to stand up straight, the cops are talking to him, and it was not a good look, man. No. So I don't know, like, I wish him the best. I feel for him, but I also just want him to just get his shit together. Just before it's too late, please, Jeff. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, man. You're valid in your feelings about feeling sad, frustrated too. Cause you're a grown adult, and everybody make mistakes, but you gotta learn from your mistakes too. That's how my mindset is. Like, as long as you learn from it, we're cool, because nobody's perfect. And he put himself in this situation again, and I saw like the whole video. Even they had the additional video of the police chasing, or not chasing, but actually catching up to Jeff Hardy. And you see him in the car swerving, bro. You see him swerving, going to the left, and then getting right back in the left lane, and kind of swerving to the right, getting back. And that's when the cop, flashed the lights, pulled him over. And that's when, you see that whole exchange of the additional footage too. And yeah, he doesn't need to wrestle, and he didn't need to go to AEW with I said this word, with a loose structure. They don't have an infrastructure with a track history for somebody like Jeff Hardy. That was the bad situation for him. And and you said it too, man. It could have been very much worse. We could have been having a different conversation.
Yeah.
He had lives he could have cost, his very own life, man. And it's just, to me, it's just disappointing, because you're just doing it over and over again. And yeah, you got an addiction, bro. You don't need wrestling, bro.
Mm-mm.
You don't need it at all. Like, you are done with it, man.
Yeah.
Focus on your family. Focus on building memories with your kids, getting better. That's what you need to be on, bro. Just being the best version of yourself. That's what you need to focus on, bro. Cause wrestling, you are done with it, man. Period.
Yeah. Well said. Well said. I mean, I don't think we need to say anything more on that. Belabor it. It's just, we both said how we feel, and we can just move on from there. So also a serious topic going on. Maybe the biggest one right now is with Vince McMahon. This stuff is crazy. So apparently Vince McMahon, he had an affair with this employee.
Yeah.
The employee was at one time getting paid $100,000, but then it got bumped up out of nowhere to $200,000. And then there's and this is all under investigation, so we're just reporting on what's out there right now. That there was a $3 million payment made to her to not speak about the affair at all. So hush money, essentially. This was presented by the New York Post. It's under investigation by within WWE as well, and the board of directors. They are looking into it. Tentatively, he has stepped down as CEO and chairman of WWE.
Sure.
And Stephanie McMahon is the temporary CEO and chairwoman of WWE until all of this gets settled. On SmackDown, or before SmackDown, it was they made mention that Vince McMahon is actually going to show up. He's going to show up on SmackDown. And I'm like, oh, this is bad. Like, this is not a good idea. Like, you should not be showing up on anything. You should just keep quiet, lay low, because anything you say, it can and will be used against you when you're under investigation in this whole thing. So, just not a good look to do anything. But Vince is Vince, so he gets out there, and it just kind of, I guess, put into brief, perspective of what he said. He just kind of said, hey, hello, and showed face to the crowd, and he was
then
pretty much a character.
Now, forever, together.
He wanted to, those 4 words he wanted to highlight. That is the main thing. He said, I want to highlight those 4 words we just saw there. Then, now, forever, and together, and especially together. And then we said, welcome to SmackDown. And that was pretty much it, and left. And I'm just like,
that was a flex. What? That was a flex.
So essentially he's saying, hey, I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere. There ain't nothing changing. Y'all can just, kick rocks. I don't give a damn about Stephanie. None of y'all.
Yeah, she's in charge. Yeah.
Right, exactly. like bump all that. Yeah. I'm still here.
This is Game of Thrones. That's all it is.
Yeah, just some kind of power play, man. I just, Vince is something else, man. There's never been a Vince and there'll never be another one, I'll tell you.
No.
Like, first of all, the allegations, they are, in what they are. So, we're going to let them do the investigation and figure out what it is. But just the fact that this man is so bold as to, during this investigation, show face and then kind of like throw a middle finger up at this whole process by saying, hey, I'm going to show up on my show. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna say, hey, I'm here. I'm gonna welcome everybody to SmackDown. It's
gonna be good shit.
Business as usual. It's gonna be good shit. As a matter of fact, he's probably thinking, I'm gonna use this, to drive attention to the show for the ratings, right? Because everybody's talking about Vince. What better way in his mind to get people to tune in than just saying, hey, Vince is gonna show up while he's under investigation? What the fuck? What the hell is Vince going to say? This is crazy. And then just to tune in to see him. I don't put it past him that he would have done this on purpose, just purely for a rating spike, right? Because Vince is Vince.
I agree. Yeah.
It's wild, man. I mean, and then the whole thing with Stephanie, being interim CEO. And that's crazy too, because she just stepped down Mm-hmm. You know, from what I've read, it's basically been because of family, to be with family, you know, and Triple H is still recovering. So there's other rumors out there, but you know, not to speculate on that. That's the one that I'm going to hold on to. But then for her to come back, first of all, the timing of her stepping away and then finding out about this is crazy. And then for her to come back when he steps down, it's like she's going to step into that role is nuts.
Yeah.
And then like just even the thought process of, wow, are you serious? Like, what if Vince McMahon does step down permanently? Like, what if through this investigation, because in this culture that we're in right now, like of, you know, cancel culture and, you know, just everything, like people are taking stuff that people have said years ago and demanding that they be, you know, let go, fired, whatever. They don't want nothing to do with them, you know. So Vince with this affair and, you know, hush money and all that, like Vince to potentially be gone from WWE this way, I would have never, you know, imagined that this would be the scenario. And for Stephanie to potentially step in as the CEO is something that, you know, I'll admit, that's something that I've hoped to see, you know, is Stephanie take over, and maybe that would be like a better direction for WWE with her and Triple H potentially being in charge. I know a lot of people want Triple H to be more involved, you know, and so you hear all this and it's like, oh, you know, like I don't like the way it's happening because, you know, the scandal and all that, like I don't want that to happen to anybody.
Yeah. I hear you on that.
But then, you know, too, like, gosh, this, I don't know, it's just such a weird situation and it's a mess. You know,
are you surprised by this behavior from Vince?
I'm not surprised. I didn't expect to hear it, especially as old as he is right now. I'm thinking like scandals and things like this. Sure, he's probably got skeletons in his closet, so I'm not surprised. Okay. But I guess it's just wild to hear now at this stage of his life about, you know, an affair and all that kind of stuff. It's like, you know, it's I don't know. I just wasn't expecting it. I wasn't expecting it as far as this being a potential way Vince McMahon has gone from WWE. Yeah. If anything, you know, I thought, you know, I don't know. Eventually the board would just say, hey, man, you're bad for business, period. Like the show you're booking sucks and ratings are going down and, you know, but none of that is happening, right? Yeah. So it's like he's going to be there until.
Will he get voted out? Can he get voted out? I don't know how that board of directors is set up. So.
Right. We don't know. Right.
Yeah.
So it's just wild, man. It's a wild situation, but Vince being Vince and just the knowing, you know, the little we know of his past, you know, because I'm sure, again, he has a ton of skeletons in his closet. I'm not surprised that he's involved in something like this when you look back at his history, even within WWE and how he is with women. And it's just like, yeah, I could see him, you know, like being scandalous. I think he had storylines where he was in affairs with divas, you know, at the time. Yes. So it doesn't surprise me that life would imitate art in that way, in that he would be like that behind the scenes too. But having said that, it's still like, damn, man, like he's getting into the twilight years of his life. And so
damn near 80 years old, bro.
Yeah. At this point, to be hearing about something like that, that's the part where I'm like, wow, I didn't expect it.
Is it a power play? Is it like, how did this come to the light? You know,
well, that's another thing. See, this is where the speculation can go a lot of different ways because now this is coming out. Nick Khan is also, you know, in a position where if Vince McMahon is gone, he could potentially assume power, right? Right. He's just like clean. It's not the name McMahon. Bro. Right. If they want a clean slate and no connection to McMahon at all, Nick Khan is like the perfect person to be able to take over, which is insane. Yeah, it's like a movie, like what's happening right now. Honestly, like a Game of Thrones power play. There's another
show called Succession.
I was thinking we're thinking the same thing.
Yep, we're here. We're here, bro.
It's like that. It's like, was this a setup? It's like there's a whole soap opera.
Mr. Fall Guy. John Laurinaitis, what he doing?
And then John Laurinaitis is in this too. This is crazy, man. It's just insane. So I don't know, man. But in the end, Vince is basically telling us, damn all that, I ain't going anywhere. So he's probably going to fight this with every dollar he has. He's still doing creative. I think they already said that. Even though he's not doing the CEO duties and the chairman duties, he's still doing creative. So that's there. Nothing will change storyline wise. You know, anyone that has hopes that, oh, he's going to take a break and, you know, Stephanie and, you know, her crew is going to, it's still.
Vince decided to step down. But I think that was just more of a, you know, a political play for, you know, for the TVs, for the dirt sheets.
Exactly.
Because he could still be in control, just going through Stephanie now, like, hey, here, I need you to do this, I need you to do that, like type situation, man. This shit is wild, man. Even the allegations with the young lady, and get 100K bumped up to 200K with this affair. They said it was consensual. That's what he said on his side. We don't know what she's saying. But
because she hasn't said anything. That was the whole thing. Like,
she signed the NDA. They were like, hold on, we got a non-disclosure agreement, bro. They did it right here. She's getting $3 million. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, hush.
So like you said, like, how did this even get out? You know, if she didn't say anything and Vince didn't say anything, who the hell talked to who to get this story leaked? Because the New York Post got it from somebody. You know what I'm saying? So. Who's the source?
Triple H? You heard from NXT? I don't know, bro. You gonna do me like this? All right, I'm gonna slow play this shit. I'm gonna slow play it. Meet somebody on the corner. Right. Meet somebody on the corner with some documents.
Right. Oh my God, dude. This needs to be seriously like HBO. Like we need
snuck in the office in the file cabinet with the flashlight, looking for the NDA. Hold on, what is
right? Real life Succession. Real life.
Dude,
This is crazy. This is crazy. Yeah, man. I just we'll wait and see. This is gonna play out. I'm sure the news. There's probably news is gonna drop. Like,
dude,
you know,
in
any moment.
Story, bro. Right.
You know. Oh my
happen.
God, it's insane.
All these tweets, I'm like, what is going on? Like, oh shit, like
out of nowhere, it's insane. So we'll see. I mean, we're as we get information, we're gonna share it with the listeners, we're gonna share it with the viewers, we're gonna keep y'all, you know, is apprised of what we hear, and we're gonna give you our thoughts on it. So we'll all stay tuned and see what the hell's going on. But yeah, the
next episode
story going on right now is wild. It's wild. It's a soap opera, man. It's just crazy. Now another story that's also out there involving Sasha Banks. This has been a long drawn out, you know, story that's been going on, where it all started with, you know, Sasha and Naomi both handing their belts to John Laurinaitis and walking out. They had a disagreement about what they were going to do on the show on that Raw, walked out. We hadn't heard from Sasha. We hadn't heard from Naomi officially just talking about this situation since then. But yeah, WWE, they had all their statements. They put all their stuff out saying, yeah, blah, blah, blah. You should, they walked out, you know, they were unprofessional, blah, blah, blah. Which, you know, now that I think about it, the unprofessionalism that they're talking about with them, but then Vince McMahon is going and paying women $3 million in hush money, like, and paying up in the salary from $100,000 to $200,000, but you calling them unprofessional. Okay, cool. Right. All right, I got you.
Was it misconduct? Yeah, you broke some policies right there, my guy.
I was going to say, like, you know, talk about the Kevin calling the pop black, but whatever. You know, like, I'm sorry, I'm petty with that, man. Like, Sasha, Naomi, like, I'm even though I feel like
it was a sister, by the way, that he had this affair with. I don't know if you knew that.
What's that?
It was a sister, by the way, that Vince had an affair with. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that at all.
Sister.
Interesting. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Right. Moving on.
Oh man, that's a whole nother show.
Just wanted to put it out there.
Okay, but so with Sasha, now here's the other thing too. So everything that we're hearing now about Sasha is actually kind of pissing me off a little bit. And the reason why I'm saying I'm pissed off is because I guess it was like Wrestle Inc. that said that she's released. WWE released her.
Yeah.
And then Sean Ross Sapp and Dave Meltzer, they said they don't know one way or another. They can't confirm nor deny. But then you see, like, you go online and you see all these people posting Sasha released.
She released.
And then, I remember when I first saw it pop up, I was like, oh, so it's official now. Okay.
Yeah.
And I go watch the video and they're like, oh, it was reported that she was released. What's that? It basically is what it is. Oh, she was reported that she was released, although we can't really confirm and WWE hasn't any. Well, why the fuck are you even talking about this then?
Thank you, sir.
Why?
The same exact way.
Like, it pisses me off. Like, I just don't respect that. Like, there's a couple now that I'm not even listening to them no more. Like, I can't even do it. Like, you gonna put some shit like that out there without it being confirmed. I'm sorry, I'm not listening to what you gotta say no more. That's crazy. It's just, like, again, unprofessional. That right there is unprofessional. Just spreading some shit. And then Sasha, too, she had put briefly, too, which, I mean, take this for what it is, too, because I actually didn't see the story, but there was a comment that she had made about people just making shit up. Yeah. And I believe that because nothing has been reported from WWE.
WWE. That is the confirmation I'm waiting from.
Exactly.
And no one else, bro.
And no one else. I don't give a damn what people say until WWE actually says
Geary, all those motherfuckers, man.
Damn. I don't give a damn. Until WWE says Sasha Banks has been released, we wish her the best on her future endeavors. I don't believe shit. Like, they are consistent with every time they release somebody officially, they are the ones to share that. They say it. They don't just quietly release somebody and then we don't know it until they show up on AEW or Impact or whatever. No. Literally everyone that they've released, they always put it out there as officially and say it. Yes. So these people that keep saying, well, she's released, it's confirmed she's released, but then it's not confirmed. I'm like, y'all
from Raj Geary sources talk within WWE saying that it is confirmed. Like, dude, no. I'm sorry. I don't even get pissed off from shit like that anymore because I have the mindset now throughout this podcast. So thank you for this podcast, learning not to get upset about dirt sheets anymore because I don't fuck with dirt sheets anymore. I don't even post that shit anymore because it's fucking dirt sheets. It's not from the source. If it's not from the source, I'm not fucking with it. Getting pissed off some rumors that's non-confirmed. Some just some.
You right.
Why? It's not confirmed. It's some bullshit. It's bullshit.
I'm just pissed off at the fact that, like, y'all just really that thirsty for a click that you're gonna post that shit without it being confirmed. Like, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. Don't put that shit out there. It may end up being true, but just have the patience to have it actually be confirmed first by the company that is working with her. Nor the wrestler, nor the company has said anything about her being released. So why are you posting it?
Be patient.
Like, y'all just lying. At this point, y'all lying until they come out and confirm it. You guys are just making shit up and then calling it news. That's not news. That's bullshit.
Thank you. Bullshit. Twitter it's like blowing up. Like, Sasha's leaving. Got people just confirm, and I'm just laughing my ass off. Just look at them, believing in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and shit. Look at this shit, man. Look at this. Make believe. Let's go to make believe world. Let's go there. Come on, Charlie.
Dude, man. My goodness. So, I just wanted to bring that. That's really what I wanted to talk about when it comes to the release. It's not that, now what happens? We don't even know if she's gone. We don't know. Until it's official, until it's confirmed from WWE, it hasn't happened yet. Maybe they're working on, maybe they're talking, maybe they're discussions. We don't know. But the one thing we do know is that WWE has not officially released Sasha Banks yet. When they do, we will all know from WWE. I guarantee you that. because they've been consistent with that. That is one thing we know WWE is always consistent with. You released, they post it on their website. It's right there for us to see. Everyone wants to be the first.
Follow up with a tweet from WWE social media account.
Yeah, like, good luck on your future endeavors. It's there. Come on. Gosh. So, but hey, you're right. You got the right energy for this. I'm gonna adopt that. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna just say, fuck the dirt sheets. Don't even worry about it.
Fuck them dirt sheets. Fuck
websites and other shows that want to go and post that front and center. Sasha Banks release can suck it. Y'all can all suck it because it's all bullshit. That's where you need to be patient. Yes. Be patient. You want to be patient about the AEW women's division, but you can't be patient to break some news about someone getting released from their job. Are you serious?
Some make-believe shit, man. It's not official. Just want to like to your point, get the click. I want the easy click. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with nobody like that. No. You ain't about to get me.
Yeah. Man. So anyway, all right. That was like a therapy session right there.
There we go. Yeah. I feel you though. I feel your frustration because that was me before. Just get fucked up from WWE rumors and then me getting fucked up because I'm not seeing that played out because this is what I was spoiled about. Nah, man, I'm done with the shit. Mm-hmm. Done with it.
All right, so let's have some fun. Let's talk about the Tribal Chief, the head of the table, the return of the one.
We the ones. Yes. My Tribal Chief.
Man. So it happened. Roman Reigns made his return to defend the. Oh, there it is. I was waiting. I saw you trying to work that out.
I had a moment when I heard the music. He stepped out. I had a moment. I got to be real. I had an emotional moment. I'm like, my Tribal Chief. We the ones. He back. He blessing us with his presence. With all the gold. Paul Heyman going like this. Like, I missed that. I missed it all. Yes. I missed it all.
I did too. I can't lie. I did too, man. It was great to see that man back. And you know what? Why don't you take it, man? Take this one. Tell us about the return, just your whole experience with that, and then leading off to what's next to come.
Like I said, man, I had a fucking moment when we finally, in the main event of SmackDown, we got our match between Riddle and the Tribal Chief, head of the table, Roman Reigns. We the ones. That's right. My man came out. You heard the music. Paul Heyman with his cousins. You see Paul Heyman, just so proud of his Tribal Chief with the prayer hands. He's in the corner just looking serious, just like, he got this. And the Tribal Chief did not disappoint in a banging match. He gave Matt Riddle that work, and it was a clean finish.
Talking trash about Randy too.
Mm-hmm. Oh, your back. Oh, my back. When you coming back, Randy? When you coming back?
Yeah. I run this.
Yes. Oh man, bro. Yeah, man. But too bad we can't get that match though.
Yeah,
can't get that match.
It felt like that was where they were going for sure, and maybe SummerSlam. That's what it was gonna be. It
had the proper build with it too.
It would have been perfect, especially with Riddle being, the first opponent, and then now losing to Roman Reigns, and then you bring in Randy Orton. If that music would have hit and he'd have showed up, that would have been perfect. Oh, dude, that crowd would have lost their minds. But that crowd did lose their minds anyway. Because what happened next?
They did. We was in the hometown of Brock Lesnar, former Brock, face Brock, Cowboy Brock Lesnar, back in the game for the 20th time. Here we go, SummerSlam, baby. Last man standing match. It is decided. I'm ready for this because it's last man standing. I'll be real with that. but from them competing again. There we go. Yeah.
Show Brock some love.
There we go. Yeah. We got Cowboy Brock back in the game. SummerSlam, here we go. He approached the tribal chief with a handshake, trying to show him respect, but I was like, no, I'm getting 2012 flashbacks from John Cena. Don't do it, tribal chief. The energy ain't right, tribal chief. Because he was looking confused. Once I saw that look, I'm like, oh no. No. He was like, huh? Okay. Proceeded to go for the handshake. Whoop, whoop, real quick. Scoop that man up. F5. Bow. Uso try to come in. Jay. Bow. Jimmy. Bow. I'm like, oh my God, bro. Yep, Brock Lesnar for the 50th time.
So you say that. So I got to ask.
Yeah.
Are you excited for this SummerSlam matchup?
I am right now. But with that, will that dissipate? Possibly. It just depends how they tell this story for the build up for SummerSlam. I do like the stipulation this time. Last man standing match. So hopefully we get, somebody got to bleed. Somebody.
It's going to probably happen the hard way with it being Brock, man. That dude. Yeah. I could see it. That'd be cool. And for you especially, because I know at WrestleMania you felt a little bit let down with the ending of that matchup. So this might give you a true conclusion to that full storyline. So yeah. I feel like from that standpoint, this is perfect, to really give people that final match between these two. Although, it might not be the final match because it's WWE, but to conclude this story with these two right now as currently constructed, this feels like a better match to help pay off all of the tension between Paul and the two of them, and just the back and forth with Roman and Brock and that build up, it was so perfect. So to have it be last man standing and they just go all out, both of them going all out. Going into the crowd potentially and fighting in the crowd, amongst the people. I think that'd be
an
cool
F5
too.
in the crowd. Just
go nuts. This is where AEW take some notes, because you got the build up, so you wait until after you've built it up with story, then you can go and do the crazy moves and the high spots and all that, and it means more. Because if Brock Lesnar F5s Roman in the crowd, now it's SummerSlam. It's like, damn, bro. Done that on SmackDown the first time he comes back, and there's no build up. This is the first time they've ever met, and he just takes him into the crowd and F5s him out of the arena. It's like, why do you do that to that dude? Why is he so mad? What happened? But here we got the proper build up to really pay something like that off. So just a little knowledge towards AEW. But we want all the smoke today.
I'm gonna say it with our chest. Clark Street, we the ones. The street prophets of podcasting. New monarch added to it. A new monarch. Shout out to Chris from the Facebook group, Clark Street Community. He's the one that dubbed it. He was like, I don't know how I could have seen it, a while back. I'm like, man, it all makes sense now. The street prophets of podcasting. All right, bet. Like that.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I feel like, so when I saw Brock come back, I popped. I was like, oh shit, no way. He's back. He is just not gonna let this dude go. And I'm reading Roman's mind this dude just won't go away. You again?
This motherfucker, bro.
Really? Leave me alone. What the fuck? How many times are we gonna do this?
Yeah. But I did like he'd tell the Usos bad.
Right.
Bad, I got this. I got this. I'm like, okay. I like that.
It was cool. I felt like the whole thing, like you said, in this moment right now, it's exciting, because Brock's been away for a while, Roman's been away for a while, and then we got them both back in the same night. That's crazy. And then that Minnesota
That's a good
crowd
point.
that had great energy when he came out. You know, him being from that area too, like I'm sure that helped a lot. It just felt awesome, you know, and right now it's got the right energy. So hopefully they can carry that through till SummerSlam, you know, and just have a build. Not quite. I don't think it's possible for it to be, you know, exactly like the build we had before leading up to WrestleMania. But you can still, like, first of all, you could show a video package that includes all that stuff too. And now it's like, hey, you know, we have like Roman beating Brock in that video package, and Brock just stewing and still being pissed off about it. And I remember the look on Brock's face
too. I'm sorry, he got to beat him clean this last man standing match.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I'm asking for a lot, but man, it would be perfect for the build for The Rock. I'm just saying,
it would be cool. It would be cool. That would be exciting.
I don't want to set my expectations that high. I'm, you know, let me get that neuralized. Just forget about that shit. You know.
Now I'm gonna throw this at you. I think I already know the answer, but I'm gonna throw this at you. What if Brock won?
Man,
I just have to say it. What if Brock won?
Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
Dude, Brock, I just played the man's theme song. I
don't care.
He said he wanted to be the undisputed champ. And he didn't fulfill that prophecy. This is Brock Lesnar. There is a chance.
You know what? I'm gonna be completely goddamn biased about this, man. He ain't fucking losing that shit to Brock. Not in the last man standing match. The tribal chief will stand tall. I give zero chance. Zero chance for Brock Lesnar. Yeah, I said it, and I'll say it with my goddamn chest too. Confidently. I believe in my tribal chief.
9:56 p.m. Central Time. To put this time stamp.
It is decided.
That is bold, sir. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying there's a chance. This is Brock Lesnar. I mean, you know, Riddle, there was no chance of that.
But he got me one moment.
The RKO.
The what was it? The spear into the RKO, and that 2.9 close finish. I was like, oh my god, what are we doing? I was like, Vince? What the fuck? I know you got shit going on, bro. We don't need a distraction like that right now, man. No. Because I was like,
get all about me here in a second.
New subject.
Yeah, right. What the fuck just happened?
Riddle beat Roman Reigns for the undisputed heavyweight championship.
Seriously,
trending
everywhere. New trend everywhere.
I don't need that. No sirree. Man.
Oh yeah, that would have been crazy. But we did not get that, and there was no chance that we were gonna get that. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm excited for this matchup. I'm excited to see how they choose to build it up this time around. And yeah, actually, I'm curious to see it. Will Roman show up on the SmackDowns leading up to it, or was he going to be like maybe on one more SmackDown before SummerSlam? Because he's away now. You know, this is his thing.
No, they ain't gonna do that. They ain't gonna do that.
Yeah,
we'll sprinkle him in there here and there.
Okay, I mean, I can see him showing up and not wrestling. Like
showing up on all the shows. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Just let me see my tribal chief. That's all I ask. He don't need to wrestle. Save that for the premium live events. You know what I'm saying? I'm cool with that. We get just camera time. You know, the dialogue of the tribal chief. I'm completely fine with
that. Cool. I got a bonus topic that just popped up on the top of my head too, real quick. This one will probably be really short, but this is the anniversary. I think it's the 25th anniversary of John Cena?
20th
anniversary. Yeah. 20th. Thank you. 20th anniversary of John Cena, and they did a photo shoot with a bunch of wrestlers in John Cena gear doing John Cena poses. And one stood out to me. One really stood out to me. Now, you know, it's it's our truth. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry. The man Theory. Theory scarily looked exactly like John Cena in this photo shoot. And it just tells me that Vince and the creative team are really trying to push that this man is the second coming of John Cena, for better or worse. They're trying to push that this man is him. I saw him with the spinner belts and the hat, and I said, "This is crazy." This
talking
dude
about
looks
word life.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, that. What the hell is this? His clone? Like, we just found John Cena's long lost cousin, or brother, or whatever. Like, Jesus, it was insanely accurate. So, and the rumor, take it for a grain of salt, but what I would love to see would be Theory and Cena face off at SummerSlam. Cena is going to be. It feels like Cena is going to be a part of SummerSlam.
Yeah,
like it's going to happen. 20th anniversary makes sense.
Yep.
Cena, Theory, SummerSlam.
I think Cena's coming back to the day after Forbidden Door. Yep, Monday Night Raw. John Cena.
Okay.
It returns Monday Night Raw.
I mean, it would only make sense. It would only make sense. And there was an interview, or not an interview. There was a video out there where they were asking Cena a bunch of questions, and Theory reacted to the video, and they were side by side. So they asked Cena, "Who's your favorite wrestler to watch right now?" And he said Theory. And then they asked him, "Who is your who's the wrestler you would most like to give an AA to?" And he said Theory.
Theory with this.
I'm like, oh, this is all right there. It's a very not so subtle build to them potentially facing off against each other.
Very loud.
I want to see it. They got me. And Theory, I feel like, is doing a great job right now as a heel. Like him and Bobby and the whole, like, again, that pose down. I'm not a fan of stuff like this.
Yeah.
But they made it entertaining. I will say.
But it didn't need to be the main event, though. The last segment.
No.
Right.
No. That's silly. But on its own,
yes,
I feel like, it was crazy to see, again, Theory in that position, but then also too, like, I feel like his personality came out, I think he did a great job in gaining more heat with that whole segment with Bobby Lashley. So, but in general too, I think Theory's doing a great job as far as just being that heel. Like we talked about Corbin, and I brought up The Miz, you brought up Corbin, about like guys who were putting in that work as heels, and like they're doing a great job, just being consistent and doing the heel work. I think Theory is like next in line in a similar category. I don't think he's the next John Cena, but I do think he can be in that same category with like The Miz and with Corbin, as far as guys who, are very consistent and reliable at being just like these great solid heels.
Yeah.
Now maybe Theory goes into that higher category and evolves more his character, much like Seth Rollins has evolved his character into what he is right now, which is unbelievable on another planet. And Roman Reigns, same thing, unbelievable on another planet.
Tribal Chief.
Maybe Theory. I'm going to give Theory, all the opportunity in the world to grow and mature. He's still young. He's still starting out, so we got to give him time. But right now, I think he has in his immediate future, I could see like Miz, Corbin category of heel, where he's just this reliable a guy who is great at getting this heel heat.
I totally agree with that, because Theory is great at getting a reaction from the crowd. He does have room for improvement on his promos, because at times I feel like he's reading from the script. So I think that's some for opportunity for growth for him to get stronger, promos. I'm not knocking it because it is serviceable, but it's just at times though, it feel like he's just, reading straight from a script. So if you could put more of his energy in there, I think, it'll be a lot stronger promo. But yeah, I would be excited for that build for John Cena, Theory. Hell yeah, man. John Cena 2.0 going against OG John Cena, sign me up, bro.
He should do the word life intro for their match. Like, Theory should literally walk down there as just Doctor of Thugonomics, John Cena.
So you think you're untouchable?
Yeah. So word life. This is basic thugonomics. I'm untouchable, but I'm forcing you to feel me. This is basic. Like,
oh man, hey, that John Cena thugonomics, that was a banger right there,
bro.
The shit. That was a banger,
man.
When he did that on Elias for WrestleMania, I marked out. I popped when I heard that. I was like, oh my god.
I lost it. I was like, this is what I miss.
Yes.
This is what I miss. This is the best version of you, man.
Yes. Then he became,
Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles John Cena. Neon green shirt. Red shirt.
To respect. Which, hey, all positive messages.
Yeah, totally it worked with the kids. He was still
it was thugonomics back.
Yeah. But I agree with that. That would be funny, man. Just do some type of Seth Rollins
That's
level.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, man, getting somebody to say it come out because he does look like John Cena. You saw that photo shoot. I'm like, bro, this is his twin. This is.
It's scary. It's scary how much he looked like him. They put the side-by-side pictures together. I said, wait.
Him holding up the U.S. champ.
The U.S. I said, what? Oh, my God. It's like looking into a mirror.
Yeah.
But not.
Scary. Very scary.
Oh, man, dude. Yeah, man. It was crazy. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. That's an exciting matchup there, but yeah, that does it for the topics. You got any more topics? Because we're there.
I think we talked about it all.
Yeah.
Everything for this newsworthy of an episode for the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast.
Yes.
A lot has happened.
And a lot more, potentially could happen. We're definitely, I get the notifications all the time of stuff coming up. I want to see it confirmed before I start reacting.
Right.
So like to your point, thank you. I'm gonna adopt that energy. I'm not even gonna let it affect me until it's confirmed.
Virtual fist bump right there. There we go.
Yes. Yeah, man. We'll see. Like I said, you blink and there's some new thing coming out. So we'll see what comes up. But for that is gonna do it for this episode of the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. But before we go, as always, Devin, please tell the people where they can catch us.
Yes, all the time. We got a lot of social media platforms out there. You can find us. You can listen to the podcast. You can watch us right now. Shout out to Spotify. You can see us right now. If you listen to Spotify, you can see us. We're in video form right now. See, look at that. Yeah, deuces, all that good stuff. Yes. And by the way, shout out to the ladies. Our demographic in the women's department has grown. It used to be hovering around 6%. I looked at it; it's 60%.
Nice.
We got more female listenership than men. I'm like, all right, that's what's up. Shout out to the ladies.
Shout out. Hey,
to the Wrestling Podcast.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you for your support. Yeah. They probably love the dialogue when we talk about AEW women's.
I'm wondering. Share some feedback around that. Like, what is it that's drawing you into the podcast? But yeah, definitely. I mean, that's something that we're very passionate about. Coming soon. AEW Women's Division ranking part 2. We're gonna bring that up again. So yes, we're looking forward to that. But yes, shout out to the ladies. Absolutely.
Yes. Man. Yes, all the time. And I gotta put a shout out to our TikTok page because we are getting ready. Yes. We are getting ready to achieve another milestone. The TikTok platform has been growing, getting ready to cross 3,800 followers on the TikTok. TikTok been blowing up on the TikTok. So thank you for all the followers. Yes. Big time. And I mentioned another number, I don't do this all the time, but hey, I just love to see our platform grow. And, people showing the love, giving us feedback about the show. Shout out to our Twitter page, the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. Yes, we crossed 1,500 followers on the Twitter.
That's awesome.
Yes. Big shout out to all the Twitter followers that follow us, who retweets our show. I do small clips of the show, tweet it out. They retweet it, quote tweet it, all that good stuff. We thank you for your support.
That's awesome.
Yes,
Love that.
yes. And all those social medias I had named, you can follow it on the One Stop and Shop website, ClarkStreetWrestling.com. ST for the abbreviation, where we have also merch.
Get your damn
merch.
Get your ass off that hot ass sand.
Yes.
And get your beach towels.
We just got off from a heat wave. We took a break. I'm like, yes, finally. It's cool. I don't care if it's chilly.
It's perfect right now.
Yes. I'll take it. Right, I'll take it. That heat was serious.
That heat was no good.
Woo!
No bueno. Nope.
You was at the beach. Get your ass off that hot ass sand and get your goddamn Clark Street Wrestling beach towel. All right, get it. ClarkStreetWrestling.com/store for your pleasure. It is decided.
Yes. And with that said, that is going to do it for another episode of the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. For Devin, I'm Hafeez. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. Yeah, fuck them dirt sheets. Fuck them. I don't like y'all. Fuck them. Circle of debate.
I was waiting.
Sometimes I think y'all forgot. You think I forget. Nah, I don't. Every time y'all came with that cap of winning, beating us in a debate.
Oh yeah, that was...
No. You're going to get this smoke every goddamn episode from now on until we have our debate, until we win too. Why are we claiming to win? You guys are nervous.
Already, right?
You guys are nervous. I hear the nervousness. I hear it. I hear the creaks. I hear the cracks in your team. Y'all ain't ready.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't ready. Debate coming soon.